Hi, bro. How you doing? I hope you're just doing fine. I'm doing all good. Today, I just decided to make that tutorial video to show you how I actually make my tracks loud without distorting them. Don't be distracted by this the digital audio workstation that I'm using. It's PreSonus Studio One. PreSonus Studio One and Cubase are cousins. So if you understand Cubase, you can understand PreSonus Studio One. So I prefer mastering my tracks in PreSonus Studio One. You can use this technique that I'm about to show you in each and every digital audio workstation, be it in Fruit Loop, Audacity, be it in Mixcraft, Cubase FX, Cubase 5, Cubase 8, Cubase what, every digital audio workstation. This technique works. So I'm about to show you. So what is mastering? Mastering is the final step that we do when we want to increase more clarity to the song. We want to increase more punch, more brightness, just to enhance our track. So when we do the process of mixing, we don't care much about loudness. We want to make sure that our track is below -6 decibels. So when we are mixing our tracks, our vocals, our basses, whatever our sounds, we might want to make sure that the master bass, which is the output track, as they call it, isn't exceeding the -6. How do you see that? If you press F3 on your mixer channel, if you're using Cubase, you can pull up the mixer. That's where you can see the output, and you already know that. You will see the signal going up and down. That's where you can read how loud the sound is. And if it's yellow, it's about to peak, and if it's red, it's peaking. So you don't want to peak, and you don't want to leave it at 0. You want to make sure that everything is on -6. How do you know that? I myself, I just use that technique. Or right here on the master bass, right down here, I put what I call it's span. This is an analyzer plugin. You can grab it on internet. It's from Voxengo plugins. Then you can grab it on internet. It's free. It's very useful. It can show you how loud your track is. Like for instance, you see this meter right here, it's showing me how loud my track is. Okay, let me just go ahead and play the loudest part, right? Let me just say somewhere.
Keep me, you push me far away. So much, so much, so much problems you put to my name. I can't forget, I can't forgive you, I can't let it go. That's my problem.
That's my track. It's called So Much. So it's hitting
So much, so much, so much.
It's hitting on -6, and my track volume isn't exceeding this -6. That's how you can actually be sure that your track is under -6 decibels. Why do we do this? We do this because we want to leave the headroom for the mastering. So when we are mastering, that's where we make our track more bright, more shiny, more. We just put a little bit to just make our track full now. Because when we mix the track, it's not full. As you can see, the signal right here is showing that the track isn't loud. You know, the wave is just telling, by just looking at it, you can just tell that the track isn't loud. So most of the people just do this. They increase the volume of their computer, and then they think that their tracks are not loud. If you want your tracks to be loud and more punchy in clubs and all that kind of stuff, this is the very important step. Export your track and make sure that it's
Pain you give me.
So when you're mixing, try to lower everything down. Don't lower them too much. Lower them everything down. Put an analyzer plugin to your master bass and see how much loudness do you have. If you can't afford to grab this,
I can't forgive you, I can't forgive, I can't let it go. That's my problem. So
my wave is playing on -6 point something, of which I like it. So the goal is to make it hit the 0. So the 0, that's our main point. That's where we want to hit it. So we will do that by using the limiter. So right now, this process, I use it so very easy using the plugin that I'm about to show you. It's called the Ozone 8. It's for mastering. So this basically it's a mastering tool that we use to auto master. So I'm going to show you how you can actually use it for your own advantage. It actually automatically master your track, and then you can take it from there and then adjust some of the settings that you might want to adjust. So now that our track is on point, now that our track is good, it's everything is fine, nothing is peaking, and it's hitting on -6 decibels, we can just go ahead and grab the Ozone 8. It's from Isotope. It's a very useful software that every producer must have for mastering, for final mastering stage. So I'm going to show you how I use this Ozone 8 to master my tracks. So let me just go ahead and choose the most loud part. I don't want to waste no time, so let me just go ahead and mark. Even in Cubase or Fruit Loop, you can just mark the part that you want to loop, and then go ahead and loop that part.
Time I hear your voice, is it my name? Is it my blood? Is it the reason why what is worth? Every time I try to love somebody.
So here's what I do. If you open your Isotope 8, you just click on mastering. There are three types that you see there. I usually go for CD right here in the between. Then you press next, then it will say waiting for your audio to play. So what will happen is when you play your song, this plugin will automatically detect what needed to be done on your track. Right, so let's go.
Yeah. Every time I try to love myself,
So I'm not doing anything. It's just
the
doing
more I love you, the more you hate me. You push me far away. So much problems you put to my name. I can't forget, I can't forgive you, I can't let it go. That's my problem. So much pain you give me. I can't forgive you, I can't forget.
Wow, that's sweet. As you can see now, okay, what happened here is first there was an equalizer. As you can see, the auto mastering just increased a little bit of my low end, just a little bit. You can just put it down if you don't like it, and increase a little bit of high end. I don't want that much, so my track is a little bit shiny. I don't want to do anything much about enhancing too much. And then here we've got the dynamics, and then here we've got the dynamic EQ, putting down some of the parts that don't sound very well. The dynamic EQ plays a very big role.
Forget, I can't let it go.
Finally, what we want here, what I want to talk about, the reason why I've made this video, is this thing what we call maximizer. Maximizer that's how we pull out the volume of the track. We use the maximizer to just crank the volume, to bring the body, to make the, as you can see right now, my track is more loud, more punchy.
I can't let it.
Let's go ahead and see.
I can't let it go. That's my problem. So much.
Okay, and pull the span.
So much.
My volume now is hitting on 0, meaning which my track is loud. It can play in the clubs, it can play everywhere. So right now, once you're done, you can just go ahead and export. So I want to show you something. Once I done exporting, I want to compare the unmastered song version and the mastered version. Okay,
So much problem. Is it my blood? Is it the reason why what is worth? Every time I try to love somebody, yeah. Every time I try to love myself, yeah. The more I love you, the more you hate me. You push me far away. So much, so much, so much problems you put to my name. I can't forget, I can't forgive you, I can't let it go. That's my problem. So much, so much, so much pain you give me, eh. I can't forgive you, I can't forget, I can't let it go. That's my problem. So much, 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 so much problem you put to my name. I can't forget, I can't forgive you. Hey, 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 yeah.
Now that I'm done, I can just simply export the song. Okay, let's just go and okay, sorry, and select song and export. I like myself to put the metadata first before I export. So right now I have to take care of the artwork right there. And then so far I do not have the artwork, so I have to do that. Then the album is called, it's an EP, it's called Quarantining Together. Right, the songwriter obviously that's me, DJ Loso, and the genre is I call it lo-fi hip hop myself. Okay, and then obviously 2020 I do not have a uh the website and all that kind of stuff, so let me just go ahead and choose something that I will use as my cover, and then I'll create the art later on. So let's just find out some of my old pictures. Where are you, where are you, where are you, where are you, picture? Okay. Let me see if I can grab something that represents my music. So much, so much, so much. Okay, this one will do. And then here we go, apply and okay. So I've got the metadata. Right, I can go ahead and export. Right, it's called so much. Right, and then I can choose the destination where I want to upload, export these to. Check my mp3s on p3 file, my bitrate. I like to put it on 320 kbps, that's the best quality. Then I press export. So I want to show you the, you see, I want you to pay attention to this wave. It's unmastered, it's very weak, and it's not loud. Even if you increase the volume of your computer, you might think it's loud, but it's not loud. We need that perceived loudness so that when you play it in the club, when you play it somewhere else, the song will bang like, oh my god, it's banging. So I want to show you the difference. With your eyes, you can actually tell that this song is not hitting zero. It's not that loud. We measure loudness with lufs or LUFS or decibels as they call them and all that kind of stuff. So I like to keep it on minus 15 lufs, or 0 decibel as I call it. So let's just quickly go ahead. My computer sucks, so it's slow at rendering. Okay, we are done now. Okay, here's the track. So I want to drag the track again back, and I want to show you the mastered version and the unmastered version. You can even see yourself that the unmastered version is very weak. So let's go. Wow, here we go. See this wave. Let me select a more vivid color, something like this. See, I want you to compare the two. This is unmastered. Look the wave, it's very weak and small. Look at this one. It's at zero and it's loud, it's punchy. The wave is so healthy and all that kind of stuff. So this is the final step. This is what we call a mastered vision. If you do this, then you know that your song will be loud everywhere. I hope you have enjoyed, my friend. I hope this will be useful. Ask me any question, I can help you, so that every trick that you make, it's going to be very, very punchy and all that good. I wish you the best. I hope this video was useful. You can share it with anybody who also wanna try mastering their track, or who are struggling, achieving that loudness. Until next time.